And how about the other guy? Yeah, Philip. How come? Because Philip came from Bethsaida, which means he probably also was a fisherman. Of course, we don't know who they were. John doesn't tell us, but there you go. When John doesn't tell you, I fill in the blanks. I let you know. You can take that to the bank. It's Andrew and Philip. Peter's decision to go fishing speaks volumes about his disposition. What do you think? Why did Peter say, let's go fishing? Because he's a fisherman. Well, that's got a lot of logic to it, Jen. Any other answers? What do you think? You think it was backsliding? Think it was running away from the Lord? What do you think? Restless. Oh, yeah, restless. Maybe he likes to make a little money, you know. While you're waiting, you know, I just make a deal or two, a couple of fish, take it to the market. All right, well, anyway. Now, the word I want to look at, this is the word manifest. Do you see that at the beginning? After these things, Jesus manifested himself. I think John uses that phrase maybe 4 times in this chapter. And it's something special. Doesn't it say reveals himself or appears, but manifests himself. And it has an implication to it. So let's look at it, okay? John carefully uses the word manifest as he testifies about Jesus. Jesus seems, all the time that before he leaves in his ascension, Jesus seems fully aware of all the disciples' movements as always being near in their presence, though the disciples did not see him except when he decided to appear. It's interesting. So this altered state of Jesus since his resurrection was suitable to his post-resurrection existence and preparatory to ascension, but made him not immediately recognizable to the disciples. Almost every occasion that John tells us here in his eyewitness account in chapter 20 and 21, the disciples don't recognize him at first, but he becomes familiar when he starts talking and starts sharing, right? But he's in a different state. I don't mean, he looks like the Walking Dead or he has some kind of a luminous ooze over him. No, he looks like a human being, but there's something different about him. It's hard to explain. And what John is saying by manifestations is Jesus was with them all the time. He's watching their every move. He knew. He was right there. But he appeared every once in a while. Then disappeared. He appeared to the guys on the road to Emmaus. Broke bread. Disappeared. That's what you can do with a resurrection body. I'm looking forward to that. So, he can walk through walls. From the last chapter, we see this thing, okay? One strong reason these manifestations are attested to in this specific way was that it was intended to refute by facts the Gnostic idea that Jesus, after his resurrection, was not the same being of divine wisdom and power that he was before his death. Here, Jesus is seen very human indeed, cooking fish, building a fire, talking to his disciples after the resurrection. So some of the appearances are to help fight the Gnostic idea that Jesus was always like God and he came in a sort of Superman clothing, and at the cross took off the clothing and went back to being God. No, Jesus is God and man, and that's what John is trying to show. Yes, he's raised from the dead, which is amazing, but he was still able to cook fish and, eat fish. So, manifestation, interesting. John uses phrases very intelligently, and he's trying to teach us some things about the fact that we will exist in a different form, and we need to relate to Jesus in a different way. And perhaps what it means is, ladies and gentlemen, that Jesus is very near even in this room, whether he decides to appear or not. Do you see what John is doing to you? He's messing with your head. Jesus is near and will manifest himself when he cares to. All right, so let's see. Caleb, how about shooting the next verses here?
But when the day was now breaking, Jesus stood on the beach, yet the disciples did not know that it was Jesus.
See?